What a role he will play. What a role he will play. If anyone was like a well-spoken, I can't, he's almost like a Tywin mixed with Littlefinger in a way is the best way I can describe it. How would you describe Otto?
You see, like, I didn't get that from Otto because I really do think overall, and this is what's so great about all these characters in this show, and we'll talk about it too when we meet, one of the big guys that everyone loves, so far here in just a couple minutes. But I do think his best interest, his interest is in the interest of the realm. What he thinks is going to be best for the realm. I don't really think he was trying to do things for personal gain, and I don't want to give anything away just yet. But I wouldn't really kind of characterize him as a Littlefinger or Tywin crossover, or even anything similar. I really think he's more. He's his own character, just because Littlefinger was only ever wanting to do things for himself and rise in his own station, and Tywin, I think he just really wanted his family name to kind of ring on forever. He was all about legacy, and I'm not entirely sure that Otto Hightower is really any of these things. I think he saw the potential of the fallout from what could happen, which we'll talk about not too long from now, of when it comes to the succession, and he's like, we have to figure out a way to make sure this realm doesn't fall apart, because obviously not to give anything away, but we saw just in the very opening credits, Princess Rhaenys was looked over, and even though she had the better claim to the throne for Viserys, so it already happened once, and all of Westeros were the ones that voted on it. It was a great council. It wasn't just King Jaehaerys who made the decision. He had everyone kind of come together, and that was the decision they made. So Otto Hightower is not an idiot. He's like, hey, this already, history repeats itself, right? So I don't want to give anything away, but I don't think he's a self-serving character. I don't agree with a lot of the actions he does or the way he goes about it, but it's hard for me to characterize him as someone as self-serving as Littlefinger, or as just wanting to keep the legacy going. That I would kind of almost think that Lord Corlys that you were talking about is more like Tywin Lannister, wanting to keep the legacy strong, the history books remember names, all that kind of shit that we'll go into. But I just think Otto Hightower is his own character. I think he does weird, questionable decisions, but I think he does have the realm in mind when he does it. But I know that was a long-winded answer to that, but that's what I think. So
no, I agree. And Otto is then sending a letter to Old Town, and Otto asks Alicent how Rhaenyra is after her losses. Interesting case with Otto here. But Otto requests Alicent should go to the king's chambers and offer him comfort. So I think it was not necessarily for his own benefit, but I think he cared about the king, but I think there were also other intentions there. Just me personally, we can talk about that in a bit. But so Otto says, you might wear one of your mother's dresses. That's where I have a problem. That's where I have a problem, but
think about that. He basically told this child, hey, go give comfort to this old man and wear one of your dead mom's dresses to look good while you do it. So that was kind of creepy for sure. I mean, that's just, you have to question the intentions behind it. Was it just to give comfort to the king? Was it maybe to plant the seed of, hey, maybe you do need someone else in your life that possibly could give you male heirs? I don't know. Maybe he was thinking that far ahead at this point in time, or maybe it was just, to strengthen his own position there. But I do think it's very interesting how Otto Hightower and the majority of the council backed Rhaenyra as the next ruling queen over Daemon, but then where we go in the series with Otto Hightower and his thoughts on that, how he initially was all for Rhaenyra just because he didn't want Daemon, and then I'm not going to give it away, but let's just say his thoughts on who should rule the Seven Kingdoms changes, and I'll just say that. But and who knows, maybe this little shipping his daughter off over to the king's quarters might have been part of this change in his mind. Who knows? But it was a very interesting decision, and I think it's going to be a weird dynamic going forward.